And we're live.
Well, not live, but
wow,
we're recording.
And we're live.
That almost made my heart just a little. Like,
no countdown at all, huh?
No, and we're live.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Right, the music will fade out there like that, and then it'll be like boom.
You can tell Jimmy has serious anxiety because he's like, "You didn't tell me the exact second we started recording."
I thought we were doing this like a professional production.
What's unprofessional
When have we ever
about
been
that?
professional?
But also,
True.
what's unprofessional about Nate going and we're live?
I don't know.
An intro with a fade out.
I think it sounds good.
An intro with a
It does
fade
sound
out.
good.
We're starting out today with a taste test. This week was Amy.
I can't.
Hey,
grab-
Amy brought the sample.
Can I also say before we start that this episode's brought to you by the Iron Fortress Gym?
Yeah, the Iron Fortress Gym. That's great.
In Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, the official podcast room.
But you know what's funny about the Iron Fortress Gym, Nate? I don't know if you know this. We are a physical location, but we actually offer online coaching, so we can kind of work. You know where our office is? Mm-hmm. Anywhere USA. So come see us.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Amy, what do you got right there?
Okay, so
First of all, gold top. That looks classy.
The bottle looks classy. This is,
It's
the
a
problem though
can,
with
but
this,
yeah.
Amy, is I was thinking about this, was that like there's an element where we're going to try something and we're like, oh, that's really good, and then it's going to like shout out the company.
yeah.
But we're going to try this, and we're all going to be talking smack probably.
That's all right.
Well, so to back up, because nobody realizes why we did this. Last week we tried. You guys made me try one of those nicotine packs.
Oh yeah, you tried the pack, yeah.
And so everybody gets to bring something. So
can I say that I'm going to give this a better shot than you gave my nicotine patch?
Okay, that's great.
I'm gonna give this my all.
So anyways, we were going to some party somewhere, and we were looking for different drinks to bring. So we found these. They're called Mom Waters. They also have Dad Waters. So they're seltzers, but the Mom Waters are more of like a vodka-y flavor. The Dad Waters are like tequilas. If I remember correctly.
I think it was a lot of tequilas.
So the Mom Waters have names on the outside of them. So obviously I picked the one that has my mother's name, Linda.
It's called Linda?
They're
It's
actual
called
mom
Linda.
names.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
like there's Julie, there's Linda.
Okay, well that's awesome.
will
I'm
you
not
say
mad.
that?
Stacy?
I'm not mad at the marketing.
Will you say that word again? It's like a hard
What?
A
Hard
hard-
seltzer. Hard seltzer.
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 I'm trying to decide if I say that word right. Seltzer?
Okay. So
I don't think I say the T in it. Sorry, go ahead.
seltzer. So this flavor is blueberry peach. So here's the thing.
Okay.
I've already
Ooh.
had this. Okay, so I just want to put this out there.
Well, whoa. I want an unadulterated. I don't want your opinion first.
No, I'm
I
not.
want to see if our opinions match. So go ahead.
I guess after we each take a swig of it, the question is it tasty, but also is it in a way dangerous? Because there are certain drinks out there where they're more or
They
like
sneak up on
potent
you.
than
What's the alcohol percentage on that?
Jimmy, what is the alcohol percentage on there?
Because a beer is like 4 to 6%
I think
somewhere in there.
Yeah,
It's
5 is high.
4.5.
5% is high for a beer.
Percent.
It's
Four-
what, Jim?
4.5. So it's
right.
less than a beer.
Okay.
Right around because they're
Five's
yeah.
high,
Well,
right, Jimmy? Isn't 5
no.
high right?
I
For,
think
no,
6
but
is
normal?
high.
Okay.
I thought a Bud Light was like
It
Two.
might be.
Like
I don't.
3.
I don't drink a lot of Bud Light, but I know
worst
it's low
case
like that.
scenario. This is a beer.
This is a
It-
drinkable.
Well, I mean like a beer amount of.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because you know what would be hilarious is that if it was called Mom Water, and then she's like Jimmy, check out what the alcohol level is, and he's like 27.6, and it's like moms are just getting
If we do this in the
Twerked.
future, we should twerked.
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah.
If we do this in the future, we should definitely get some like little Dixie shot glasses so we can all
yeah.
try it at once.
Yeah, because we're all gonna get mono from each
Well,
other.
and I thought about that actually when I was at the house because we
Yeah.
were like, I was like, what do I bring? I actually what I wanted to bring.
Not a
Nate,
waterfall, that
I
bad
wanted
boy.
to bring pepper, like the juice from our peppercini jar.
I'm
but
not
I
gonna
was
try
like,
that.
Yeah.
See, that's the can't do.
No, I'll
attitude.
try it.
But
I'll do it. I'll try
It's
it.
pickled.
And then,
so
time
it's
out.
not. It's more salty than it is hot.
And then I talked about bringing. I have caviar at the house that I've had for a long time, and Jimmy goes, "I'm not doing that." I didn't.
If
bring
it was
that.
any other day, if we didn't go to that Halloween party last night, I probably would have been fine.
So, anyways, I'm gonna
guys.
open this.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I'll try anything.
Yeah, I'll try anything once.
I'll try anything.
Okay,
and I won't
so-
even complain about it.
Everybody has to take at least 2 or 3 like gulps
Okay.
because we're not going to waste
Okay.
this.
Gotta finish the can.
Okay, and nobody say anything as we pass it around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
facial
yeah.
expressions either, Jimmy. I know how you are.
Okay.
I see your mustache start to twinkle.
I already saw Amy's facial expression. I know everything I need to know.
So, this is just getting started, but we're passing it around right now for those that are just listening. And
So
this is
first reaction here as I'm holding the can.
we're not.
It feels nice in my hand.
Is it a textured can?
No,
that
just
would be
like
awesome.
I like the shape.
Those are always. Go ahead.
Clever.
Sorry.
I like the shape. This so far has passed all my tests. Hold on.
When Amy, I was gonna say, whenever something has texture, I'm always like, this is immediately high quality.
Yeah.
Like right when
I'm that way too.
yeah, because Monster started doing that with some of their cans,
Yeah.
and there was like a texture, and
I feel
it
like
was
you really have a hold of the can.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. You feel like it's got grip.
Okay, I do not need a second drink. Thank you.
Nate, you can take like 3 big gulps.
Oh wow, it does feel nice. I'm not mad at the color scheme either. This is very.
I really like the gold.
They
on
did
the
a
top.
color
really good
scheme is
design.
the color scheme is very like I'm a mom and it's fall time.
Also, Mom
You know?
Water, not a sponsor. So I wanted to mention this because you guys had kind of talked about like if we talk smack on it. I think that's good. I think we need to talk smack if it's bad, because if we ever get a sponsor, it's going to be something we stand behind. We're no corporate shills. You know what I mean?
Shoot straight.
You can finish it.
You definitely can, because
Oh,
I don't need any. All right, listen,
I
guys.
swallowed wrong. That had nothing to do with the.
Listen, guys. Here's what I like about it. I'm going to kick this off. You guys know those like LaCroix or like those, what are those things called? They're just like carbonated waters or whatever.
Bubblies?
Yeah, like a bubbly.
Yeah.
Like a bubbly. It gives me a lot of those vibes. Like it tastes like it should be sweeter. It isn't sweet, so I'm going to say this isn't that dangerous. If that was sweeter, that would be a real problem,
Do you
because the
wanna
flavor
know-
is really good.
So no. You want to know why I think it's dangerous though?
Yeah.
Is because it's like it's watered down. So like
Oh,
that's why
yeah.
I say dangerous. Like I could drink
'Cause it's
so
not bitter
many
and
of
it doesn't
those
burn
because
and-
there's not
yeah.
a lot to it. It
That's
doesn't
true.
it doesn't have like a really strong flavor. Like I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
I need
good
to
call.
gulp it. But it's like watered down.
I started coughing like I was gonna die,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the flavor. Honestly, it tasted better than I thought.
It's
it was going
real
to.
crisp and light.
What are the other ones that are like carbonated?
Hang on.
They're like the most popular.
you want
Oh,
like
White Claw.
White
Claw.
Claws.
White Claws.
I've never
High
had
Noons are making a splash right
Oh,
now.
High Noon.
I've never had either of those.
The High
You've
Noons, I
never
feel
had
like,
a
have a
White
little
Claw?
bit more
Mm.
flavor to it.
I really like a
I
White
was-
Claw.
Every time I'm at a place with White Claw, there's also beer, and I really like beer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I would
I'm
probably
not
drink
usually go
that
for
because beer. I'm technically allergic to beer, so that wouldn't be bad. When I think of a dangerous drink, it's got to make you pay, and that doesn't make you pay. So I agree. I think that could be dangerous. Like when I say pay, it's like beer is a little bitter, and there's a little bit of there's not like a bite to it or anything. But
I'm gonna say something, and it's not a smack on Amy. I'm just saying, Amy's in trouble probably with 2 of those, because I've been around
Oh,
Amy when
yeah.
she's
I don't-
drinking, and she, like, you've started to feel it.
Yeah.
Like after, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't drink ever. So when I drink something, I like
don't
2
drink-
beers.
I don't drink a lot either.
Right. That's what.
Except-
No, that's what I'm saying. Is
except
like
for
you.
last night.
Except for last night.
Oh
Right,
yeah, did you
and
go?
then-
You guys go hard last night at the party?
Except for
Not-
last
not
night. and then
really.
No,
today.
but you know what she did? The host Kelly is fabulous, and she made all these. She took IV, like they're little IV bags that you can buy,
Yeah.
and you do your own mixers. So she did them all themed. So like the one I had was Paradise, but it was based off of like being a paraplegic, and so like her chilies all had like it was like decapitated white chili, and like every single thing had like
Dude, she went.
she had little smokies
went
that
in.
had like she was like
So
Finger nubs.
they were finger nubs.
Wow, that's
Everything
gross.
was themed, but like each of these little packets.
You just
It-
guys drank your alcohol intravenously? You just
Oh,
injected it?
No, we
Oh.
drank it, but she made them all. Like there was all these different flavors, and it was like you went and grabbed your IV
I
bag,
don't
and then you
know
popped it
this
open
person.
and you sucked it out.
I don't know this person, and I really like her.
You would really like
You would
Kelly.
I
really
think that's
like her.
really. I think people that like get excited for things and try to get other people excited for things, that's such a good quality. I like that in people. Like, hey man, it's such a nice day, and I'm like, you know what? It is a nice day. Thank you for
So
sharing.
Side topic, but like part of the same thing.
Sidebar.
We should have Kelly on, but Kelly's that person I told you about that went to her friend. Her friend decided to do a bodybuilding or like a Miss Bikini or whatever. So her and her friends all went to support her, and they were like out in the stands and they were screaming and yelling and going crazy, and apparently like the woman who was running the show like went to the back and she was like, oh my gosh, we've got hecklers, don't let them like sway you guys can do this, like walk out there. And they're all like 6 or 7 beers deep, like screaming in the crowd, but they were cheering every woman on. It wasn't like one versus the other. They were so excited. But in a competition like that, it is very much like silently,
it's like golf.
And applaud.
Well, it's also because it's all so subjective. So it's based off of the judges. So if you have the crowd going nuts, it's like, are they giving you a fair shake or?
Yeah, it seems like if it's louder for that one person, that there is like opposition, but they were just cheering on that one specific.
Well, no, but they were actually cheering on everyone.
Oh,
so
cool.
Before she started, every girl that went out, they were excited. Like they were like, if you did, like you came to this show, you obviously worked your butt off to get here. So they were cheering for everyone,
also,
but they were all drunk.
If I'm being really honest, for the type of competition I think you're talking about, I don't know how to. I would have no. I mean, obviously I'm not a judge, but I would have no idea how to judge that.
There's a lot of nuance. Like there's stuff where I'm like, they all look shredded to me.
Yeah, you look at like 6th place and 1st place, and I'm like, all right.
How did you choose?
It's like pizza. You know what I mean? Like if you line up like 6 slices in front of me, and I've picked the best one that I like the most, the one I like the least is still delicious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, I don't know. That's why I'm not like Dave Portnoy does those pizza rankings. Mm-hmm. He's like 8.2, and I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm sure that's 0.2 better than the last slice you had.
Yeah.
Nah,
it's all for the. Yeah, it's just all for the.
What were the
promo.
different things you wanted to talk about?
Oh, you said you had a question for me.
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay, so don't give him your answer, because I want.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I want his answer first.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So Jimmy, I've given this a lot of thought. Me and Nate talked about this yesterday. We're not gonna weigh in on what our answer is, because I have the perfect one. I know the answer to this, but I want to know yours. And I've known you long enough. Like, all jokes aside, I joke about you being gay quite a bit. Mm-hmm. But that's just because I love you and I know you're really straight.
I know.
Yeah, Amy's proof.
Amy can vouch.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Amy's proof.
If you were given the choice, like, just nothing crazy, but just to kiss, what dude would you choose to kiss and why?
Oh, his face.
Oh man.
And I can't wait, because
and then afterwards, are you guys going to give yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give mine.
I was wondering why I was excluded from this.
Well, because
it just any dude out there?
Yeah, fame, like anybody.
Yeah, but just remember, if you say somebody that you know,
I was gonna say,
that might
have to
get
be
a
famous.
little weird.
It doesn't have to be famous, but if you're like my boss, that might be.
No.
You're like, there's this sweet little trick at work that.
All right, so what do we got? And by the way, I want to mention this for the podcast's sake. Anytime I'm asking for you to give me a specific, like best of this, best of that, what I'm really asking, just for time's sake, give me a name of something that appears on your like top 5 or top 10. Doesn't have to be 1, doesn't have to be 10. It's just like, oh, I know this is on the list. Because we could sit here and agonize over best for hours. So just like,
I think Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that's.
Can I ask why?
I mean, I could be the one guy that's like, I've kissed Ryan Reynolds.
You know, I also think it's because
is this with tongue or no?
Oh man.
Well, let's not take all the romance out of it, but I mean, let's whatever you're feeling. You know what I mean? In the moment.
Yeah.
I just wonder. I wanted to know where Jimmy's head went. I wanted him to answer if it was with tongue.
I can. Oh, I see. I thought you were asking me. I can tell you why he chose Ryan Reynolds. By the way.
Why?
Doesn't he have the aviation?
The gin.
Yeah, he has aviation. He has
a plane.
He's
got a lot. You know, he does cricket mobile. Is it cricket? Or
Mint mobile.
No, he has a plane on his alcohol. And Jimmy is the type of guy that he would, and there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this. Jimmy's the type of guy who'd be like, yeah, I love the Yankees. And you're like, why? And it was like, because I had a Yankees poster on my wall as a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like something that like ties it to it.
Yeah.
That's why he chose Ryan Reynolds. By the way.
No, I mean, I think, like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I just think that, like, Ryan Reynolds is...
Yeah. He's the total package.
Hey, can I get another spicy packet?
Sure.
I want to hear what both of you chose, and then I'm going to tell you what all 3 of you should have chosen if I don't hear this response.
Okay. Nate, do you want to go first, or you want me to tell them what you said, or what do you want?
You go ahead.
So Nate went round and round on this one, but he had a good call. He said Henry Cavill.
Yes! That's what I was going to say.
Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
And I waited very patiently for him to get to the end, and I do have the perfect answer. If you gave me the option, I would choose no man. I think that's my answer.
Oh, well.
So, but I mean, I do like as I did with Nate. I really appreciate your transparency.
So
in this matter.
When he was asking me I missed that totally.
Sorry,
Why did you overhand that like a fastball?
Yeah,
when he was asking me this question yesterday, I could feel his vibe, and I was like, "This is entrapment."
Yeah, no.
And when I got done, and I said Henry Cavill, he goes, "Well, I wouldn't kiss a dude. That's the right answer." And I was like, and it was after I had gone down the whole rabbit hole, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I was like,
it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I thought it was funny, but then I knew it. I was like, there's either two ways that this is going to go. Either it's going to be entrapment, and he's not going to say anything, or he actually does have an answer.
Yeah, and that's what it was.
And that's what it was.
Typical Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him I would never trust him again because he got me good.
Yeah.
Because my normal answer would be something very... I would probably just not get out of the question. I would get out of the question because I don't want to answer. But I was like, it's for the podcast. I'm going to say an answer.
Yeah.
For fun.
For funsies.
And then he screwed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't given the option of no option.
Yes.
I didn't say you didn't have one.
That's correct.
I said, given the option, who would you choose?
I think it's really funny that Amy and I had to say that's who she was thinking.
I did too. But what I really want to know is that the appropriate answer for all of us, or are you like, I'm getting Henry Cavill vibes from, is it Cavill?
Cable, maybe?
Cable?
I'm
No,
just gonna
the
call
only
him
reason
Superman
I
from
say
here on
that
out.
is because he's on my
List.
List.
that if I ever meet him someday, I told Jimmy
Do
that.
you have the top
I mean,
five?
I have like a rough list, but
Okay.
he's on the list. He's been on the list like
Every time he comes on, it's like,
that's
that's my man.
I tell Jimmy that I would get to do whatever I wanted with one night.
So, what's the list, though? Is the list like...
So like 5 people?
Is this a free?
Something.
This is like a free pass list? Is that
Yeah,
what
it's
we're
a
saying?
free pass.
Hall
Okay,
pass.
okay.
Hall pass.
Okay,
Yeah.
free hall pass.
By the way, if I get weird, I'm 12 milligrams deep. No, I'm 6 milligrams
You need to
deep.
offset this with some caffeine, is what you need to
I
do.
have a Mr. Pibb, which is...
With 30 milligrams of caffeine in it.
I don't know. It's like a 48-ounce Pibb, so it's probably like less than that. I don't know. I was watching something this morning, and it gave me this thought. This is a total different lane change. You know those like shake weight, like home gym, like those like crappy fad things
Seen
you
on
see
TV?
Yeah, yeah. And there's always like a before and after picture. Somebody used it. The likelihood is they're lying, right? Like they did something else. But I had this thought this morning. If they aren't, how much of just a jungle sloth are you that you did this like shake weight and you dropped 85 pounds? Like your activity level was so low that you went like this for 30 seconds a day, and you're like, I dropped 48. And like,
That's a good point. Because for somebody to be like, I held on to this thing.
yeah,
I held on for
Do you
dear
remember
life.
the one Chuck Norris had? It was like on an incline, the bench slid, and they had
Bowflex.
these. It wasn't Bowflex. Well, he might have done that also, but the ropes, the handles were like fixed, and he'd do like flies with it.
Yeah.
Or he'd flip around, he'd do like rows.
The other
with
one
it or
was like
something.
that. It was like a wrestling guy or something. Or maybe he was just a fitness influencer.
I think Chuck Liddell.
Was it?
I think so. He
I
was
don't
like
know.
an MMA guy.
No. Well, so the one I'm thinking of is it was called the Gazelle or something, and it was this little stationary thing
Okay.
with the.
It is called this Gazelle, and that guy's name is what? Oh,
He's got like blonde hair, Jimmy. You know
I
what I'm
so
talking about?
No,
hate
Chuck
that
Liddell.
you brought this up. It's not Chuck Liddell.
No, that's what he asked.
He's,
His blonde hair.
And it's hilarious.
Somebody- I
it
think
was
his
like
last
one of
name's
those
Little.
90s, like early 90s, like mid 90s maybe.
Yeah, it was like an elliptical essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something to that one because
Mm-hmm.
you could stay on that for like 45 minutes. But yeah, they're all so funny. And like I see that on the classifieds a ton because I'll be on like Facebook Marketplace to look for extra gym equipment. And because sometimes you'll find some gyms, but every so often, that's GEMS, not GYMS. Every so often you'll just see one of those old fad ones, and I'm just like, poor guy. Not only did you waste your money on this, but you have the public shame of being like,
Yeah.
buy this for me, this thing.
My dad a long time ago bought an ab circle. I think it's called an ab circle. The thing where you like kneeled on it and you swung your body back and forth. And I remember he got it for Christmas, and my mom was so mad that like he wrapped it anyways and said it was a Christmas present for the family.
Oh.
And nobody ever used it, but it is in my garage.
Did you put your knees on it? Or
Here, I'll see if I can find a picture.
Because if I'm thinking of what you're describing, that one could actually be used like for what are those called? Like ab rollouts and stuff. You okay,
here.
Jimbo? Are you gonna go puke?
No, I think he's got to pee.
Oh, okay. We'll keep it
it's
alive,
this
buddy.
thing. Can you see it? You put your knees on there and you hold the handles and you swing back and forth.
I totally remember that. Yeah.
Oh, I have one.
You know what? That's probably not the worst one they've ever come up with. I mean, it's not the only thing you need. Yeah, that is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then do you guys remember, this would have been like childhood, and so I'm older, so...
Care Bears?
No, this is a useless workout thing, but it was like a slick mat, and you put the booties on, and then you slid side to side. My parents, we had that too.
So, it's funny you ask.
What is that?
A slide board. That's what it's called today because they still produce that thing.
Do
Yeah,
they?
the slide board.
We had the most annoying member, and I hope he's listening, and I hope he knows it's him that I'm talking about because I don't like him, and I want the world to know.
He was.
He just
a
complained constantly, but he was like home for the summer. He's like a baseball player or something like that, and he asked me to buy this piece of equipment. He asked me to buy a slide board, and at the time it wasn't expensive, but it was like another $100 or something. And I was like. At this point, I had like been annoyed by him enough that it was just like at the end of our relationship. Essentially, we had like a couple weeks left in summer, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, if you want to buy that, you can absolutely store it here. I'm not buying that."
Yeah.
I was just like, and I'm not rude to people generally because everybody's got their own story, but this kid had complained a bunch. Anyway, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, he wanted one for his training. That was just like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago.
Yeah.
And it'd be fine. Like we're in a place now where we can start buying some like, niche pieces like that, but at the time it's like I don't have enough plates. I need a couple more squat racks, and you want this piece of Teflon to put on the ground to slide on.
There's also just so many better ways to train your core.
Also,
it's
also like
cardio.
It's like it's the other. We talked about this at length also, but yeah, man, I got up to a 185 squat. And, I'm benching right around 115, college athlete. But what really will take my training to the next level is sliding in a controlled manner with booties on the floor. That's what's really going to let that squat. And you know me. I'm not the guy who hates on people at different strength levels. But I'm just like, there's other things we can do.
Yeah, there's more bang for your buck in other places.
Yeah.
Is what you're trying. Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I didn't like him. Anyway,
I get it.
Next topic, because I don't want to devote any more.
All right, so
that guy.
That was really fun. I liked the taste test thing. I have
a game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. Was that you had something that you wanted to do?
What I really would like, because I want you guys are all going to be going against each other. Do we have a pen in here?
Oh no, going against
pen?
each other. Yes, I have one in my fanny pack.
My
official Iron Fortress fanny pack.
Give me that plate. I'm going to write on
Nate, just while we're getting this out. Remind me real quick. Can you run to like Dick's Sporting Goods and get that fanny pack?
No, too exclusive.
You can't get that. So you're gonna have to go through Amazon.
No.
Wow.
No.
So what do you? I guess what do you have to do for it then?
Well, there's this place that we like to call the intrawebs.
Oh, it's probably.
You want a plate? Is that what we're looking at? Okay. And you can go to the ironfortressgym.com.
It's probably on the dark web and super hard to find, right?
No. Very accessible. Okay. Very accessible. Just like our friendship. And you can go to the Iron Fortress Gym. Those glasses are sweet. You can go to the ironfortressgym.com and you can get yourself one of these sick fanny packs.
It's really hard to see with these on.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So here's how the game is. Okay.
Okay.
It's called Name That Slogan. You are playing against each other.
Oh man.
I'm going to say the slogan, and whoever says first the correct answer, and it will be not raise your hand, like yell it out, gets the point.
Okay. So we're gonna play. Guess that slogan.
Yeah.
And I have one question.
Yeah.
What can we know what the slogans are from? Is there a specific Like,
I went through and I looked up random
So is it
slogans.
like game
it is
shows?
all over the place.
How many do you
it's
have?
like
Or TV
so
shows
there's no
or
category.
Okay,
It's
It's
just
no
all open.
category.
Category. That's the word I was
Hold
looking
on.
for.
Hold on.
Hang
How
on.
many do you have? Because I don't want to hijack your game at all, but I want to ask this question. Because we have a tendency to talk over each other anyway, should we just go in order, and if you don't know it, it goes to or you get a turn and then it goes to the next person?
Let's.
No? Okay, let's do it your way.
I have 23.
Okay,
I think.
it's a bad number.
23.
Michael
I picked a number so that way like
MJ.
Bad number.
somebody had to obviously win and lose.
Yeah. Unless we miss them all.
I mean, if you guys want, we can go around.
No,
now.
no,
I
let's
think
do it your way.
Jimmy doesn't like to play that way though. Jimmy likes where just everybody has fun and there's no points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
That's like the opposite of what Jimmy.
I'm very ready. Friggin' hit
Okay.
me.
So, bet you can't eat just one.
Pringles.
Wrong. Keep.
Lay's.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I had no idea when you guys said Pringles. I was like, what?
It's actually the slogan for ribeye.
For steak.
for steak.
Okay. Freaky Fash, Freaky Fresh.
Jimmy
Jimmy.
John's.
Ha!
What I was like, I don't even know who said that fast. Okay.
I liked how you said
Hey,
it.
Hey, Jimmy knew that one because his name's in it.
It's also right by our house.
Ready?
Ready?
Taste the rainbow.
Skittles.
Gosh.
Starburst. Skittles.
Well, it was Skittles, but it was like a tie between all of you, really fast.
That's what I'm saying. I was just-
So do we each get a half point?
Maybe.
Do we-
Hey,
we
how
have
about
to
this? How
split
about
the
this? How
point?
about this? How about this? How about this?
Let's do strongman rules.
The point goes to the person who gets the next one because we all three tied.
Okay.
So we'll get 2 points for the next one.
Okay.
We should make her do math.
I just yeah. And the winner with 3/4 of a point.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon. That's 2 points.
Gosh,
for
I
the big
am
dog.
not functioning at peak level right now. I am lagging bad, dude.
I've got 6 milligrams of inspiration, so I'm
Oh,
Okay.
performance enhancing.
All for freedom, freedom for all.
United States of
No.
America. All for freedom, freedom for all.
the Three Musketeers.
No.
Hold on.
And I can give clues if we get to like a.
No, that's one for all.
This is
All for
probably.
one.
Oh, that's Three Musketeers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Dang it.
Oh, is this going to be like a?
Freedom for
What is
all.
that called? They have the Baby Blue Army. What is that called?
You're nowhere near.
Oh, is this a company?
Uh-huh. They have a.
Will you say it again before you give me the?
Yeah. All for freedom, freedom for all.
And what was the hint?
I haven't said it yet. Okay, so they have a location, on the outer side of 70, at the St. Charles Lake of the Woods exit.
What?
All for freedom, freedom for all. Man, what's over there? Can you see
Camping World?
No.
Can you see it from 70?
Yes.
Oh, I know what it is. Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
Okay, all right. I just thought of that because of Jimmy's answer. I loved
Well-
that. Camping World.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, like if you have
That's right. Freedom of the
camper-
outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it a? Oh, is it like a camper? A camper?
You guys are on those. Like Jimmy f***ed you up. You're on the wrong track. It's not.
Freedom. It's Sonic.
The
No,
hedgehog.
you're close. Like that location
area,
is right
right.
next to what it is.
I knew it because I know that area right there is. I know there's a
So-
Sonic. That's what I was trying to think of was geographically what is there.
It's like 100 feet away from that.
From Sonic?
Yeah,
Phillips 66?
you're really close to it. Do you want me to give you one more clue?
Yes, I do.
It's a mode of transportation.
Holy smokes!
Is it like a Arctic Cat or like a?
No.
Harley Davidson.
Yep.
That's. Okay.
Oh man, good one, Jimmy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
that was
the
good.
the freedom of the. Yeah, gosh.
Okay,
Freedom
ready?
of the ride.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola.
Motorola.
Zach.
That was Zach.
Zach. Hey, Nate, you're not doing so well.
Okay, just keep
Okay.
going. All right.
A diamond is forever.
Zales.
Wrong.
Okay.
Hurst.
Wrong.
Book Raiders?
No. I don't know that any of you will get this.
Oh, what is it?
a diamond is forever.
And it's not Zales K. A diamond is forever. These are hard.
They are real hard.
No, some of them are going to be really easy.
All right.
I interspliced the hard and the easy.
Interspliced.
What's the one in the mall?
It's not in the mall.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
Mm-mm. That's why I don't think you guys are going to get this one.
You were thinking Jared.
No. I wasn't.
Do you want me to just tell you?
Is it James
I don't
Bond?
I don't think anybody's
Alright,
going
give
to
us
get
this one.
this.
That's definitely a
It's gonna
James
annoy
Bond
me.
title.
De Beers.
De Beers. Of course it is.
Okay.
Of course it is. What is De Beers?
De Beers.
It's-
I was thinking it's like
it's a
Deerbergs.
De
Oh, okay.
Beers.
Okay.
Okay. Fly the Friendly Skies.
United.
Yep.
That was a
Are
guess.
you
Golly,
guys
Zach is-
trying?
Wow.
Zach is firing on all pistons
Here
today.
we go.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the Square Beyond Compare.
Square.
Emos.
Yep.
Never heard
You
that
would
one.
get that, Jimmy.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Designed for driving pleasure.
Cadillac.
Volkswagen.
No.
Nissan.
Ford. Chevy.
Rogue. No, that's
GMC. Designed for driving pleasure.
Think about what it's saying there.
Tesla.
No.
Polaris.
Mm-mm.
All I
Ooh.
can think about is pleasure. Now that she said that,
Yeah, it's kind of. A
it's not what
buzzword.
I can't. I'm law. I don't. This is just.
Do you want me to give this one to you?
Yeah, this was hard.
BMW.
Oh.
Didn't I say
Oh
that?
my
I
gosh!
said
No,
that.
you didn't.
No, you didn't.
I think it is.
King of Beers.
Budweiser.
God.
Do you guys? Hey, just a short break. You know the scroll that's on a Budweiser can? There's like a little scroll in their artwork with words on it. I know what all that says. I'll tell you sometime.
Okay. The best a man can get.
Gillette.
Yes, correct. Okay,
Dude,
so
you're good
just
at
so
this.
that we're
I
like
can't even.
we're keeping track of everything. Jimmy has 3. Nate has none.
That's not true.
And-
I should have gotten Skittles. Okay. Well, we changed
I got-
to the rules.
I got 2 there, brother.
Zach has
Playboy.
Zach has 7.
So hold on, we're going to 23.
All right,
so if I
Jimmy,
get,
let's go. Let's
so
put
if
in
I-
3
if-
packs
if
right
I-
now in nicotine.
if I get to 12, we're done because I've mathematically won.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Gosh dang it!
Okay. Leave the driving to us.
Enterprise. No.
No.
Moex.
Avis, Greyhound.
Yes.
Okay.
Man.
Oh,
That was a total guess.
oh my gosh!
The happiest place on earth.
Iron
Mc-
Fortress Gym.
McDonald's.
What's the happiest
Oh.
place on earth?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Hooters.
No.
No,
Disneyland.
Oh my
It's
gosh!
Disney, yes.
Disney. Well, isn't Disneyland or Disney?
Did I say
World or-
McDonald's?
Disney is mine.
Golly.
Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Semper Fi.
Marines.
Ooh, that was a tie.
So 2 points to the next person.
Okay, this is a hard one.
Okay.
I think it's a hard one. Think different.
Oh, I
Apple.
know that one though. Is it
yes,
Apple?
It was Apple.
Oh wow. Good
Dang
job,
it,
Jibbo.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that we're back to the
Good old
score.
Steve Wozniak.
Jimmy has 5, Nate has 0, and Zach has 9.
That's. I don't like the way you said 0 there. You pronounced the Z like a hard Z.
0. You just have 0.
She said it in italics.
What's in your wallet?
Capital One.
Who was it?
I'll give it to Jim. He started to say capital before I did.
I think I heard. Yeah, I think I heard Jimmy first.
Good job, Jim.
Thanks.
The snack that smiles back.
Goldfish.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I was thinking fruit smileys. Those fruit snacks.
When there is no tomorrow.
Oh my word! What?
This one's hard.
When there is no tomorrow.
When there is.
Man.
When there is no tomorrow.
Would you like a clue?
Yes.
Think of delivery service.
UPS, FedEx.
There you go. It's FedEx.
Okay. I never knew that.
No, I didn't even know they had a slogan.
The Uncola.
Pepsi, Coke,
Sprite.
Coca-Cola, Sprite,
Mountain Dew.
Dr. Pepper.
Say something.
Mr.
Pibb.
Pibb,
No.
A&W, Barks,
The
And
Uncola.
RC Cola.
Oh, I was just gonna say that one.
Dasani.
The
No.
Uncola.
Mellow Yellow, Mountain Lightning.
Root beer.
I said root beer's not a brand.
Oh, you already said that.
Mom water.
No.
The Uncola?
The Uncola. We have
Oh, man.
There's 3 left counting this one.
Is it a big one? Is it a big company?
I mean, yeah.
We all know of it. Okay.
Gatorade?
Yeah, you all have heard it.
The Uncola.
It's a soda.
Okay.
Mountain
Fanta?
Dew. Mountain Dew.
No.
What is a cola?
It's a soda.
It's a soda.
With
Right,
like dark
so
syrup.
what is it?
So if it's the Uncola,
And didn't
Sierra
Jimmy say
Mist?
Sprite?
it's not Sprite.
Sierra Mist,
7 Up.
Mellow.
Wow.
We said every soda that exists, and I got it.
Good job, Nate.
Yeah.
You're on the board now.
I think I said 7-Up.
Okay. This one I think all of you will get quickly, I hope. Live in your world, play in ours. Or play ours.
Xbox, PlayStation.
PlayStation.
And I hate video games, so that's on you.
Okay, this is the
I
final
don't play
one,
PlayStation.
and this is like soup's easy, so I expect you all to yell it at once.
Come on, let my.
It's finger licking good.
KFC. Of course, I'll get KFC.
Okay, well, final scores. Jimmy had 7, Nate had 1, and Zach had 12.
So
I will look
for the record. If it makes you guys feel any better, mathematically, you couldn't have beaten me.
Right.
So
right.
You know what's weird? I counted wrong. I actually had 21.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
We're gonna play.
Not 23.
Isn't that only 20?
No.
We're gonna play this,
12 is
Amy.
19 and then 20.
We also skipped some.
Yeah, no, we did.
She gave us.
Yeah, there was extra points. Never mind. That all makes sense.
We're gonna play this game again, okay? Because I need redemption. So next week when we podcast,
So do you want me to find new ones?
It can only be video game references.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Video game references and
that's
snack
not true.
cakes.
I was not prepared. Okay.
You need nothing but like Hostess, Little Debbie.
That's rude. That's rude. Okay. Let's play the game again and see if I can get some redemption. Okay.
So when
It was a good game.
When we
That was
play
great.
the game again, though, are you getting the same ones, or am I coming
No,
up with
no,
new
no.
ones?
Well,
New ones?
I think just another game where it can be anything like that where we shout out the answer.
Yeah, just that style.
That
Okay.
style.
Just that style
was a
of
good
game. That was good.
We need to think of a name for that segment
Yeah.
called.
Amy's game.
I don't know.
we
Games
call
by
it,
Amy's got game.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Amy's got game.
Amy's got game.
Yeah, she does. I mean,
This
look what she
segment-
snagged over here.
Yeah, snagged him up.
Jimmy looks over at her and she's like, "Yeah." Zero enthusiasm. That was great. I had a lot of fun, even though that I made a complete embarrassment of my family name.
I think you just were like 10 seconds behind.
You know what my
everyone else.
favorite thing of the whole segment was that halfway through, Amy just started asking me to keep score because she was like, he needs something to do over there.
It's like when your kids walk around, you guys playing cards, and you're like, "You're on my team. Hold the cards."
Yeah, you can hold them for me. Amy's like, "Here, you hold the plate, and I'll mark down the score." And I'm like, "Thanks, thanks, Amy."
So I asked Nate this question. I'm gonna ask the group here. You win the lottery, whatever the scenario is, but you have like an unreasonable amount of money. You're never going to run out. You don't even have to invest. You just have
Like
100
600 million?
Sure, let's
Okay,
do that.
love it.
600 mil after
Love it.
taxes. 600 million, 800 million Canadian, something like that. You've built houses. You've paid off student loans. You've done things for your family. You've done all the things that are on your list. What's the first
You put in. Sorry, I had to throw in something there. Amy's put in like hundreds of thousands in to figure out Jimmy's medical conditions.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's all, medical bills are all paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're taking experimental, treatments. We're going down to Panama because they're a little more lax with what they'll,
Right,
the
Jimmy.
experiments.
There's no
Amy's
FDA
like,
down
I
there.
don't care if it's approved. Yeah, I don't care if it's
Yeah.
approved by the government.
She's like,
Would you
stick
get-
something in every orifice, take every liquid you can, take it back to the lab. We got to get this figured out. Anyway, so you've done all that, done your due diligence to keep Jimmy healthy. What's the first thing you buy that you're a little bit embarrassed about, because it's like that much of a splurge?
and
don't say a plane, Jimmy, because that's like one of the first things. I'm saying
but because in my mind,
it's
If you can-
borderline wasteful.
well, like for Jimmy, if I bought a plane, it would be that's dumb. But if Jimmy bought a plane,
Yeah.
he could turn it into a business.
Yeah,
Oh.
or even if
So-
he doesn't, he's a pilot. So
I know
Right.
that makes
I know
sense.
Right.
Well, I don't know if this is the right thinking, but I feel like for me, it would be like a home gym that has every single thing that this place has.
Yeah.
But I would still come here and probably not work out there.
That's actually kind of one of mine, but I don't even know.
Yeah,
if that
we
should
talked
count.
about that too. We
Because
talked
like
about
I,
that.
So,
I
let
want to
me-
have everything, but I wouldn't want to work out there by myself.
Right. Let me start from where I got this idea. So I was listening to a comedian who's selling out stadiums. He's super, super rich. He doesn't even pack when he goes on tour. He just shuts down a Prada, and he buys
Does
clothes
he have a name?
in every city he's in. Joe Coy is his name.
Okay.
So to me, I don't think there's an amount of money I could make to buy $200 shirts and then just leave them in a hotel room and go buy new ones.
Mhm.
But I could do something equally as frivolous.
I understand. I was thinking about that, and I understand after the fact. how sick it would be to you can just roll out, no packing
When
and
I
stuff.
was-
I understand that element. That would be cool.
But you can do that with Hanes T-shirts from Walmart.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
when I was younger in college, I remember the rumor was that Britney Spears, because she was had been around for at least 4 or 5 years at that point.
Stop dating yourself, because we're close enough in age that I don't want people to know how old I am.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, but she would buy underwear and wear each only once.
Right.
So she just wore it and threw it away.
I heard Justin Bieber say that
Yeah.
that Calvin Klein sent him so many underwear that he was just wearing them once and throwing them away.
But see, even that is that's super wasteful. You could give that to charity or whatever. But it's also not the same as dropping several $1,000s on overpriced clothes. Sorry, Prada. And then just being like, well, I'll get new ones later. And also when you're on tour and you're going hotel to hotel or whatever you're going to, there's what you can have your assistant get them dry cleaned. There's some practicality to that. I understand.
Yeah.
But I think mine would have to be there's a lot of longevity stuff I would do. I would get my health dialed in as much as possible. Probably have a chef or something like that. But even then I was thinking I would much rather put one of my friends, I'm just repeating myself from last time, but I'd much rather put one of my friends through culinary arts school and then pay them a salary to be my chef.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is for me.
I think what was
I
yours,
think I would hire a dental hygienist to clean my teeth once a week.
Really?
I think one of the best feelings is when you have clean teeth.
But see, even that, so Joe Kim, did I say his name right?
No.
Was
Joe Kim, it's Joe Coy.
Joe Coy, that's
Yeah.
right. Is one of those
guys.
one of those Asian fellers. That's not racist. He is Asian.
No, I know. Yeah, totally.
Shut up.
No, I know.
But even that, one of his first expenses, which I don't think is frivolous because he's in front of a camera for a living, he spent $75,000 on veneers. It's going to be a minute before you drop $75,000 on just getting your teeth cleaned. So that's not even that crazy, but that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I like
Are
that
they
one.
gold-plated veneers? Veneers don't cost that much.
He had had to have surgery and stuff, gum surgery and stuff. So I think all together, and I don't know how long ago it was. So veneers now are cheaper, but it's like LASIK. You remember when LASIK came out? It was $30,000 an eye, and now it's $2,000 an eye or something like that.
It's starting to go back up.
Is it? Why?
Mm-hmm. It was $1,500 and now it's I think $2,100 or $2,200.
Are they giving you 20/10 vision?
One of my friends, and you know who it is. I can tell you after, but one of my friends got it, and I was like, oh wow, I was like, is insurance paying for it? Whatever. And he's like, no, I'm paying for it out of pocket. And I was like, cool. And he said, he's like, yeah, there was a deal.
Like a punch card sort of situation?
It was a deal. So if you do both eyes,
buy one, get half off the second eye?
Yeah. And it was under $2,000 for both eyes. And I was like, I don't know if I do that.
Well, you don't have to, you idiot.
I know. But I'm just saying, would you go get a major something like that,
elective surgery
that had a deal? It was two for the price of one.
Well,
we'll get you in there.
In 6 months, there's a rebate. You just mail it as postcard.
So, for instance, would you Amy? I don't know what it would be, but let's say it's eye surgery, and there was a Groupon. Would you go?
You and Jane.
Oh, see, I saw you. Yeah.
Probably not, but we also just started this conversation with if we had all the money in the world and now we took it to the opposite end of it.
I know, I'm just saying that popped in my mind, and that is sketchy.
What's kind of nuts, though,
I know what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't go to, sketch places. I would never go to another country to have, because it's cheaper to have something
that's
done.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
That's very scary to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people who their insurance paid for them to go to India for hip surgery because to fly there, to stay there for a week or more in a hotel and pretty top-notch facility was so much cheaper than getting it done in America. And it's
yeah.
I think there's certain countries that are, maybe I said that and I'm not going to knock on certain countries, but there are some that I definitely wouldn't go to.
You're saying you're not going to drive to a strip mall in the middle of,
Can you?
I'm not going to go down to Mexico and...
Let's say you're older. You're you're at the point where you may be somebody who's looking at dentures. Can you get veneers then?
It would probably
would there be a thing where they would say, anesthesia is too risky?
If you're getting dentures, that's usually because your teeth
it's
have
a bone
failed,
problem.
like they have rotted out or they're falling out.
Right.
In order to have veneers, what they do is they drill down your tooth so you have this little bitty nub, and they put the veneer over it. Unless you're like a dental implant, if you were going to have dentures, a dental implant would be the other option, which is very expensive because they're drilling down into and implanting the fake tooth.
Yikes.
And I think a lot of times with that, it's because the bone disintegrates and there's nothing to like they have to put like rods in your gum. I think it's like
I don't know. I'm not a.
This took a turn.
I'm out.
So
I'm out.
I don't know what my frivolous thing is because I'm not the $1 million car guy. Never going to do that. I said this earlier, but I would get the nicest truck on like a regular lot. I'd have new shoes when I needed them. Basically right now I'm so broke that it seems like crazy to think like all my needs would be met.
I would do some things that maybe weren't necessary that seem kind of for instance, like out at my farm, I would get something way over, like I would get like a $300,000 tractor.
Yeah.
Where it's like I would use it, but it's probably not necessary. I would probably get some sick off-road stuff.
But see, even that, like I guess what we could get at your farm, we could get some sort of giant ranch and have like every like cool ATV type thing.
Yeah,
where that's just for fun.
There are some gun purchases I would make where I would see it and I would give me a tingle, and then I'd have to buy it. Where it's stuff that's unnecessary, but it's so cool. I'd have to try to see if I could get it. I think Jimmy would do that too.
Yeah, probably.
I think I'm more likely to buy a couple 100 acres, 1,000 acres. I don't know what I can buy, and just build like the dopest compound. Not like into the world compound, but just, I'd have cool solar panels in case like power went out. Like I'd have all that kind of stuff.
Self-sustaining.
That just because I think it's cool, but not for the purpose of like, oh crap, something's coming.
Yeah.
But more like I don't want to have to leave here. If I leave here, it's for a reason. Mm-hmm. Like, I want cool stuff to do, and I want to have people out. But how I would spend my money that's the most frivolous, I would just buy crap for other people. I love that idea. Mm-hmm. I want to be that guy who walks around the mall, Walmart, whatever, around Christmas time, just, like, hiding money on shelves or, like, handing it to people or, like...
Yeah.
I would love that.
So you'd be like Mr. Beast of Columbia.
No, I wouldn't do it for content.
Oh.
Nothing against him. I don't mean that. I just... Mr. Beast, if you're hearing this... I
love you.
4250 East Broadway, Suite 860, Columbia, Missouri, 65220.
We'll put Jimmy through any challenge you have. There are Amy will do that too. Amy's willing to send you to the grave.
Mr. Beast.
But he might pay you $1 million.
Mr. Beast, here's what I want you to know.
I don't know that $1 million would be a lot.
I will make Jimmy.
He just turned down $1 million.
I will make Jimmy stand in my parking lot. We are on a pretty busy road. I'll make him stand in my parking lot for 1 month straight with his hand grasped firmly where the sun don't shine.
Oh, wow.
Around some things.
That's kind of detrimental for our business, though. Like, that's going to turn away potential customers.
Well, Mr. Beast might make it worth our while.
Oh, yeah.
And as his management, I will get a cut.
Well, you know what? You know when he buried himself live? You remember that?
No, thank you.
He buried himself. We'll do that to Jimmy, but also Jimmy gets no communication. It's not like he's got a walkie-talkie under there.
How long do you think you could be no contact with somebody? Like with anybody?
Long time.
Really?
Yeah, long time.
You think you could go a month?
Yes.
Not speaking to another person?
Yes.
Like in a large, like, are we talking about like in a house, in society, in like one room, like? Oh,
that's a good point. Can I like lift and do my life? I just don't have to talk to anybody.
Let's say we put one rack in a 15 by 15 room. You've got a rack, you've got a bed.
Is this heaven?
And you've got books.
I'm in.
That's it.
I could go a month
no
for sure.
tech.
If I could just like put my head down and grind and like work on my diet and train.
Is that just a month?
I could keep. Yeah.
How long?
I don't know. I just know if I could do it for a month because I would be so like.
All right, let's take the rack out of there.
I can't train?
It's a bed and walls.
Oh, you also took the books.
I took the books also. Because that's more of like what solitary confinement is, right? So
I would have a tough time with that. Where if it's like I couldn't work towards a goal, I would have a real tough time with that. Yeah.
I think about that. I think that would be the worst part about prison is that's where I'd want to be is solitaire, but I'm pretty sure that messes you for life.
Yeah, like I don't think I could do that.
What do you guys think? You can lift and train and everything, but you're no contact with anybody.
I don't know.
No phones, no tech. A week?
If I couldn't, you know, like, yeah, if I couldn't work towards all that, I don't think I would.
I think it would be hard at first, but once you got into like a groove, I think time would fly by.
I don't know about fly by. I think that you'd have the opposite problem. I think you'd train and then you'd like take a nap and wake up and 4 hours had passed. And you'd feel like it was a new day, but it wasn't. I think that would happen a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if we take no windows or anything.
If there's no windows, I couldn't go very long.
I would get jacked.
I would need sunlight.
I would get jacked, and I would just be like focused on my diet and like meal timing, and that's a full time. Like you can stay very busy, making sure your meal timing and stuff is good, and like doing all of that.
Yeah.
If I couldn't train and do all of that though, I would go crazy. You know, because all right. It depends on the person.
Next
probably.
question. So everybody's got their own. I think about this a lot too. Everybody's got their own theories and like morality wise with like taking PEDs, like performance enhancing stuff. Throw that out the window for a second, because I feel like whether it's right or whether it's wrong, to me, you get a pass for it if there's a paycheck involved. So in other words, if you're doing things that could be detrimental to your health, but it's to set your family up for success, you know, that makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
What kind of payday would there have to be for you to take something that's like, there's a good chance this will affect you? Any amount of money?
Are we talking like yearly, or are we talking like a lump sum?
Yeah.
When you say effect, like severity of effect.
Yeah, I'm saying like
I'm gonna die early. Like I'm gonna like 20 years early.
That's a good point. Let me put a little bit of parameters on it. Let's say there's a 30% chance that you could die like 10 years earlier.
I mean, I already have a certain feeling about doing all that anyways. I wouldn't do it.
So let's say if you feel like you're going to die at 50. I'm not saying you die at 40. I'm saying like a normal healthy person who's going to live to be like 75 would die at 65. Is there any amount of money?
That's tough.
And by the way, it's only a 30% chance, so you got a 60% chance it won't affect you. The reason I ask is because there's a lot of people taking that kind of deal with no money involved.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like just trying to get bicep veins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like if you're on something gnarly, like your body changed in 6 months, like you are a new person, and it's like, oh, I'm doing this for a $10 million payday. I get it, because like it's a scary world. I want to set my daughter up for success. I want money in the bank for her. You know?
I would have to really, really contemplate that, but I don't have anything. Like if I see somebody doing that, I'm like, yeah, like.
I think the other difference is like right now, like I think we're all in okay, comfortable spots. Like you joke about not having any money, but you have enough.
I just ate Chipotle today, so I'm not that poor.
So like, it would be the difference
Shout
of
out Chipotle.
not having what I have right now. Like if I had nothing, then I might
That's
reconsider.
That's a good point.
Like if I didn't have like a car to get me to places, and I was living paycheck to paycheck, or I didn't have a job, or there was other things.
Or didn't
but like
have
right
the
now,
skills
I don't.
that you have. Like your skills, you could like if you lost your job today, how long would it take you to get a new job?
It would 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's me reaching out to a company, them hiring, like the actual process of getting vetted.
So that's a good point. Like you're in a good place right now. So yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, that's a good point.
So
it does change the game.
I guess
a little
the
bit,
second point to that question is there anything that would motivate you to do it besides money? Because some people, and again, I no shade on this either. Some people are doing it for the glory. Like they want a world record. They want to be this. They want. You know. Is there anything like that?
For me, I don't think there is, but I also look at, and this is like no knock on anybody who does it. Like if you do it, that's great. That's cool. But I look up to the people who don't. Like, I think you are way more impressive. Like, I'm sorry, but Chloe Brennan is way more impressive at what she can do, like, naturally than some of the other female athletes that are out there. And that's just how I feel, because, and even if they stop tomorrow, it doesn't matter, because they can't go, they have already built that strength. They've already taken it. So
there's some things
it's too hard to know.
There's some things that you don't lose. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't lose, like, the bone density and some of that other stuff. Yeah, it's interesting though. This is a debate that I go round and round with. It is what is natural? Let me start there. Like in terms of training, what do you consider being natural and not natural? Like we all know the obvious answer when we see it, like the guy that's on several grams of crap and looks unreal, but there's a lot of stuff that you can take that isn't technically illegal, but also isn't necessarily natural. So I go
illegal can't be the parameters.
I think that's true.
Illegal. I don't think illegal can be the parameters because there's so much stuff that is legal that does make percentages of difference. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get down to it, training, diet, and sleep are performance enhancing. Like there's a lot of things you can do. This is why I've never liked the performance like PEDs doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because like if you're not enhancing your performance, I don't know what you're doing. Like why are you?
Yeah.
Why are you doing it? I don't know. I think it's got to be. It's for sure anabolics.
Yeah.
But let me ask you guys this: is TRT like somebody's like naturally low, and they go to a doctor and get prescribed testosterone replacement therapy? Is that natural or unnatural?
I have my answer already. I just was waiting for you guys to.
I don't know enough about TRT. I would say if you are born and you don't have enough of something and that TRT level that they're going to give you synthetically to get you to the normal level is fine, because like my thyroid's ablated, so I take a medication every day to make sure, like, to make it normal. Like, could I get out of bed every single day? I'd probably sleep 16 hours if I didn't have that.
Let's say you weren't born with it low. Let's say you were born normal. Something in life caused it to be depleted, though. Is that still the same answer?
Yeah, because I mean, it's still taken. Like, it's not like
you went through the proper channels and you're prescribed.
Well, you're also not over. Like, what you're talking about is getting you back up to like the general standard. Like, if there's a value, if there's a normal range, and I don't know what that level is, but if we're talking like 3.5 to 5.5, and I'm making those numbers up, but like we're just getting you in the normal range.
Yeah. I think full transparency. I've been on TRT. I think it's performance enhancing. I think I call that not natural anymore, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. Yeah,
because this is the.
But were you on it to make you normal, or were you on it? Okay, so you were on it to bring you up to normal.
Well, so this is a
So for everybody who
hole.
doesn't know Zach is like essentially a gorilla. He's very strong, and he doesn't have to work out.
The vanilla gorilla,
and he can go lift a 300-pound log tomorrow without lifting for 6 months.
This is this is a huge rabbit hole, but this is my problem with it is like some of the forums that I've been on in the past, I don't think that they tracked it as well as they could have. So in the first place, where you say like just to get you to normal, it's like there's a lot of nuance there, but also this is a tough pill to swallow, especially because there's like a lot of debate around, even like trans athletes and things right now. And it's not a fun stance to be on, but the answer is life isn't fair and sports aren't fair. You know what I mean? Like, I feel really blessed that I was able to combat that just for my, to feel better and things like that. But you could never convince me that I didn't have a leg up on Nate at the same time, because even if we were naturally at the same level, the on the way up to that.
But here's the next thing I'll say. Mm-hmm. You two have completely different body types.
True.
Yeah.
Like femur length, everything.
Yeah.
Like torso length versus long legs, all of that stuff. So like if he has deeper or shallower pelvic sockets, like all of that matters in the lifting world about how successful you're going to be. Yeah. So I could be 5'2", and then you take Jordan, who might be 5'2" as well, even though I'm sure she's taller than me. Because
I don't know.
But
maybe
because of
bit.
the way her body is, she's amazing. Everything's lined up and perfectly in gear. Yeah. Sorry, genetics suck. This is the
it's genetics. There's so many variabilities. Yeah. The one thing too is like this coming from a standpoint where I don't like. I think every guy should be on TRT after a certain age. To be honest with you, because I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not negative at all.
Especially if you're getting blood work. Especially if you're doing it right.
Yeah, because for well-being and everything else, it's like, what's the issue here? Like, don't you want to like feel good? Like all the But the thing of it is like down to the pharmacology of it all. The problem with it is there's no way you could watch it. You could watch it as close as you wanted to. Yeah. There's no way to control the unnatural fluctuations.
Right.
So I've never talked to anybody that was on TRT ever. And at some point in time, they were like, I got my blood work done randomly. You know, I was supposed to 2 months ago, but I didn't. And it's like, but I did it, 3 or 4 months later. And my test levels were 1,000 or 1,100. And they're on a TRT dose. Like, they're on a medical.
What's a normal TRT level for someone?
It's kind of different for person to person.
But when I got mine checked like 2 years ago, I was at like 670.
But see, this is part of the problem when we talk natural.
Yeah.
There's probably an average where most people lie, but anecdotally that lie like where they occur on the on the chart.
Yeah.
But anecdotally, they talk about between 300 and 1,000.
Yeah.
That's a huge margin.
And it's lower, right? You hear now that like the average men's testosterone is like 250, 300, 400. And that's average.
Thanks a lot, Biden. Am I right?
And
so what is yours?
I was at like 670 the last time I checked it, like 2 years
What's
ago.
yours prior to getting on something?
In the hundreds.
Yeah, it was like 200 something or
the highest of the 3 blood tests over the course of like 2 years was like 205.
Have you ever had yours tested?
Nope. Never.
Jimmy hasn't hit puberty, so once he does, that mustache is really going to take off.
I thought his mustache was coming in pretty nice. You shaved it down.
I did.
Oh my!
We had the Halloween party.
Why would you do that, dude? It was looking so full the other day.
It's gonna start growing back out here soon.
But you would,
don't you feel rough, like kind of tempting fate though? Like the stars aligned and that sucker grew in, and like you're shaving it. What if your body just decides to revolt?
I didn't shave it all the way down though. I just trimmed it a little bit to make it a little bit cleaner look.
Was it?
Okay. Yeah, man.
I understand like clipping the hairs so they're not in your mouth.
Well,
but besides that, leave it.
That's what I did.
The closer we can get you to what was Tom Selleck's character? Magnum
PI.
The closer that we can get you to that, the better. Okay?
It just doesn't grow in. It grows in real patchy.
No, that's why I think it was,
the mustache I think is a good alternative.
The mustache trend coming in style, was that because of Top Gun? The new Top Gun Maverick?
No. I think it's because everything is cycling back. Like you're seeing 90s fashion and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that whole
you see mullets. Also.
What's that guy's name? Is it Miles Teller?
Yeah.
That whole thing really blew it up.
That
whole thing really blew it up.
But that's not why I started this. I started this for my friend's wedding.
Actually,
I know, but it was during all of that.
Wasn't
it?
Well, so his one friend got married, and we went to like the wedding, and all the groomsmen had the mustaches, and so then he was in his friend's wedding, and his friend is the navigator. He's the backseat guy.
He's Goose.
And so I said, "You're in the wedding. You need to
cool.
surprise Hayden and have a mustache for."
And
him.
I did.
Oh yeah, I know Hayden.
It was great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He
came here for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah.
H-Mac. You know what's kind of cool? I don't know if you guys have experienced this in other walks of life, but I've always kind of felt like a transplant in terms of being in Columbia. Like I'm just a guy who's here right now and I'm from somewhere else. Never really felt like I had roots, but we've been in business for like 7 years now, and I'm starting to see people who, like, I know out and about.
Yeah.
I was at physical therapy the other day, and I saw one of our old members. He quit to go through PT school, and now he's a student there. He's like going through clinicals or whatever.
Nice.
And I was like, I know that guy. And of course I don't remember names, so I had to ask somebody.
Right.
But
What?
Didn't you know a guy that went to PT at the hospital?
I know a lot of people that.
Well, like that trained here, and then you saw him at the hospital one day.
Oh yeah. No, there was a kid who trained here, like less than a summer ago, and I happened to start seeing him regularly at the hospital, and he was going in and out of like. Down on our first or ground floor, they have like a workout room, but it's for either staff who want to come in early or late, but it's also used by specific patient population for physical therapy. And that kid was, but I never knew who he was.
Was he doing PT or was he?
He was in school. Like I could
probably the same person.
Yeah, but I don't know his name.
Was he dark hair, kind of? I think he's Asian of some sort.
I can't remember at this point. I remember pointing it out to Jimmy, and I was like, guess who I saw at work? And then I saw him like 2 more times after that.
Yeah. His dad used to train here too, if it's the same guy.
Well,
really
too
cool.
bad you don't know names.
Yeah, I did, and then I forgot it, and then I asked the guy, and then I forgot it. But they're very nice people. I liked him a lot. His girlfriend trained here also.
And you can't remember a single person's name. There's 3 people that worked out here.
I think I can, but I don't really want to say it either.
Oh, okay.
But because I could be wrong, I'll tell you after the pod.
Off air.
I need to go back to work at some point, which I'm not pumped about.
How many hours did you get in this morning?
Dude, for the last 3 days, I've had to leave work. Yesterday I left work 5 times, and it was I had an appointment, then I had to go. Nate and I had an appointment, then I had to meet a client here, and then I had to come sell a day pass, and it was it's like a 30 minutes out of my day to do that every time. And I did that today too. I went to work at 5 a.m. It was awesome. Then I came here to train, and then I trained somebody. Then I left, then I came back. Everybody was late. No big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. And then
I sent a text.
You were still late after that text.
I didn't feel well.
We have a sick cat at home.
Oh, can I tell you guys?
It had nothing to do with Amy getting blasted last night.
Yeah.
Just chugging mom liquor. What was it?
I did
Mom
actually.
water.
Mom water.
Did
Have you handed me one of those?
Now you want to eat one?
Well, he told me he knows the calories.
Roughly.
I'm gonna overestimate, so it's gonna probably.
I think the calories are less because I think the recipe called for just regular 2% milk, and we use the Fairlife.
My favorite part was when Jimmy texted us
no,
about him. He
time
said,
out.
"Do you want a spooky cake?"
I want a timeout. First off, Jimmy didn't make these.
Yes.
I made them, and there's no milk in them at all.
Oh, there wasn't? I thought there was.
No.
At all.
Well, look at that.
Thank you for that update. One of my favorite things that Jimmy does. This could be a drinking
Is it
game.
good?
This is good.
When we're
I'm gonna need you to eat all of them because they're not going back to my house.
I can't.
When we're 10 years into this podcast, we could create a drinking game where we have to drink every time Jimmy goes. He starts a sentence by going, "Wool." Wool. This is my favorite thing you do. So my coworker had this story, so this isn't mine, but I can't tell you.
Is he or she okay with you telling it?
I'm not going to tell who it is, so there's some anonymity.
Oh, okay.
So if he or she ever listens to this, see what I did there? Now you guys don't know.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I'm totally confused.
If they ever hear this, they'll know, but nobody else will. So just for argument's sake, let's say she's a she. She said she was laying in bed and she's woken up to what might, and I'm telling you this because it reminds me of your cat you're talking about. She wakes up to what might be like a top 3 worst sound ever to wake up to that isn't somebody like getting harmed. You know what I mean? It's not like someone breaking in or anything. She said she wakes up to the noise of her dog having diarrhea in her room.
Oh no.
And this part I thought was funny just because I know her. It won't be as funny to you. She's like, I pretended to be asleep until her significant other got up to clean it up. And she was laying there and she was like, you know how you are when you get woken up like really abruptly and it's like kind of not traumatic, but it's like you're out of it. You're still in dreamland. And she's laying there and she's thinking, she grabs something in the bed and she has like a 1 or 2 year old and she's like, man, why did he leave this half-eaten banana in my bed? And spoiler alert, this dog had dumped all in their bed and then made it to the floor, and she had just grabbed this dog poop. And she said, I woke up.
It made me feel funny too. It made me feel funny too, Amy.
She's like, I got up, I burst into tears, and I just like, she probably like addressed the bed first, but she's like, I just had to go shower at like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And so this poor person, male or female, I don't know, had to start her day that way. And then just probably had like a 12-hour day at work.
That's
just with the PTSD of just grabbing hot turd.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you think of a worse way? Again,
I don't. I mean,
barring any bodily harm.
Besides like a home robbery.
Yeah.
That's
I
about
won't say that we have had anything like that, but we do wake up regularly with one of the cats like on the bed, and it starts like retching, and it's like, and I'm like, Jimmy. And the whole point of it is kick the cat off the bed, push them, shove them, because you don't want them throwing up on the bed.
Sure.
It'd be better on the floor. But sometimes you can't get them all the way off the bed, and then you can hear the vomit splashing and hitting the floor.
Yikes.
And then it's like you're like, okay, it's 3:30 in the morning.
The first time that happened, I remember waking up to this cat just throwing up at the bottom of the bed, and Amy was like, kick her off.
And I'm yelling more and more aggressively as he's laying there
like,
thinking about it.
This was like when we first started dating, and I was like, I didn't want to hurt the cat.
Sure,
but
it's
I
in the
also
middle of
didn't.
vomiting, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like she wanted me to just like punt the thing.
No, I didn't.
And I was just like trying to push it with my leg very gently, like just go off the edge, just jump.
What I was imagining to happen was the cat would be like start coughing up a hairball, and then Jimmy would also start gagging as he was picking up the cat, and he was like,
I will say when we first started dating, Jimmy was like, I will help do the cat litter. Like, I will help clean up. And my cats vomit off and on, whatever. And so Jimmy has now grown to be okay with cleaning up vomit and cat poop, but he used to, like...
I don't gag anymore. What? Doesn't happen.
What a trooper.
I know.
Remember the time he tried tofu?
It's one of my favorite memories.
I know.
It's one of my favorite memories of all time.
If we had a page, we could upload the video.
Yeah,
Amy,
definitely.
I
in
have
like,
the video.
in like no other universe. I mean, I think we're good friends. There's probably no like you and Jimmy work well together.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that I think I could one up Jimmy in like that sort of scenario, I'd get that cat off the bed. I'd make sure that cat wasn't on the bed.
Yeah.
I don't know that you'd like the means of which I would do that, but I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. After the first time it happened, I think you'd be like, "Well, that's an Amy job now because I don't like the way you did that." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I get that."
Yeah.
I'm just not a big cat guy. Because I don't know that they like me. Well, I don't like them, but they always come sit on me. I'm always aware that they're going to scratch me.
Oh.
They always I feel like I got bit by a cat when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Kind of been on the rocks ever since then. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You've been around my cats. They've been nice to you.
Yeah, your cats are cool. My mother-in-law has 2 or 3 cats, and they won't let you pet them, and they'll fight each other. And I have no idea why she still has cats.
Oh.
Why are you just feeding these just feral animals?
Mm.
And now it's worse because they lived in Delaware and now they're in Florida, and I feel like if you let them go, something's going to kill them.
Oh, yeah, like they would just get eaten by like a python or a crocodile or alligator or something.
You good, man?
Oh, yeah. I've never been better.
You got a client?
Nope.
Are you high on nicotine right now? What's going on?
No, a second ago, the room was moving on me.
You
But I'm
want
good now.
something alarming?
What's that?
Didn't even feel it.
That's a lie.
Three spicy packets in, I wasn't even...
I think that's what contributed to your success in the game, and I'm
That's a
also
lie.
wondering if... Oh, you don't think it helped him?
No, I was saying that I think... You're not feeling it?
No.
Next
I
time we
haven't
have a
been-
game, Zach doesn't get spicy packets.
I mean, no, let me take it back. I felt, I felt good. I felt good, but I didn't have that, like, head spin, head rush thing.
Yeah.
Which I normally have had.
Right.
I believe
I
you're
don't know.
building up a tolerance then.
Yeah, I did way too much a few days ago. I went through 20 pouches in, like, not that long.
Have you looked to see like how long it takes for that tolerance to go away?
Half-life and stuff. Oh, the tolerance? No, but you know what's funny is, like...
Because I feel like caffeine, you can just take like a week off and then...
About 2 weeks. I mean, any time helps, but I think a week to 2 weeks is like bare minimum. But I bought these 2 Zins, one after another, and I was using them pretty regularly. These ones feel a little more harsh than that other brand. But then I stopped for like a month, and when I started earlier this week, basically, there was no like I was okay. Like I
Yeah.
didn't feel sick on them or anything. So
Yeah.
maybe it takes a while. I don't know. I'm
I
not
don't.
sure.
Do you have you done them really consistently, and then you took like a week off, and then when you came back, it was like you got some sensitivity?
I probably took a month off,
Okay.
and
I just don't know what like the half-life is on like nicotine being in your system. It can't be long, right?
I
Is it
don't
like
know.
caffeine?
Well, I can tell you that like I would do 1 pouch of 2 milligrams for a few days, and then I almost immediately went to 4. And
Wow.
Or, I'm sorry, 4 milligrams, two pouches.
Gotcha, okay.
Sorry, that's confusing. And I was doing okay, and then like later in the day, I went and did another one, and then I felt kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then after that, the next, like I'm good. I could just. I'm not saying I could have them in all day. I won't do that, but I don't know. This was a really boring topic, though.
Which one?
To talk about?
The nicotine?
Me just talking about me using nicotine
Oh, I
pouches.
bet you somebody will
Somebody's into it.
get something from it.
Yeah, it might be.
I would.
Might
I
be.
would because I'd be,
So the big question is why would you tell someone to try that? What benefits will it provide them other than
so
they might get addicted to it?
So I like this topic even more broadly because I have a problem. Me and Nate talk about this all the time, but especially in lifting and fitness, there are people that won't do anything unless there's like 12 double-blind studies to show da-da-da-da-da. And my thing is, if it passes your common sense test, like there's not a ton of risk here, I would say try something and see how it affects you. But with nicotine specifically, I don't have a lot of fears in the world, but I played full contact football from the time I was, 11 until like 23. There most likely could be some brain damage happening there, and there's a protective effect. They're thinking there's a protective effect from nicotine on the brain. If there's not a lot of downsides, that feels like a very cheap, pretty manageable gamble, especially because they come in, dosages and things like that. And
Right.
I'm ready for there to be more studies, so more parameters to know how to do it.
When you say
safely and
protective
effectively.
effect on the brain, are you meaning so in the long run, like you would be less likely to develop dementia?
Yeah, so I think what started is, and this is kind of anecdotally, but they found that elderly people that had smoked their whole life had a lot lower incidence of Alzheimer's and dementia. So it's very much correlation because they haven't done like a 40-year
So I will
study or
tell
anything.
you, like here's the big thing with like my dad. So
Keep in mind when you tell me about your dad, I'm not a doctor. Don't know
know
what I'm talking about.
right.
This
right.
is all anecdotal.
So my father, not a smoker.
Mhm.
My father played football in high school, maybe even in college. I don't know. He was a athlete all the way around. Now we're experiencing the signs of age progressive dementia, a normal age-related dementia, they say. But one of the biggest things I would tell people, which he didn't have any form of nicotine, never even took ibuprofen, nothing.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to have a CPAP. He wore it for like 5 years in his late 40s, then stopped wearing it. And now we're in the process of starting to get that back because he's so bad. And I view it as almost like he had like a slow anoxic brain injury for like 15 years.
Yeah.
So,
I wear CPAP.
mean, I would, to anyone, I would say wear your CPAP and religiously.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to like have a normal.
I think on that topic, because that's a good call out, I think that's low hanging fruit, like the things are the easiest. Definitely do those. Super easy to train yourself to sleep with a CPAP. Get your sleep dialed in. Nutrition's important too, but I would start with sleep. I feel like we're not taught good sleep hygiene. And we have this like grind mentality. I'll sleep when I'm dead mentality. Like I need to be successful. I need to be like The Rock. The Rock sleeps 3 hours a night.
Right.
He trains for 4 hours a morning from 3:30 a.m. to 7, and he's making Fast and the Furious 12 all day. Like
We're also on our
that's
devices.
not real. Yeah,
Before we go
devices
to
too.
bed, there
Yeah.
are very few
Yeah.
people that don't get on there.
Yep.
You want to hear the funniest thing I've heard in a long time?
Am I gonna laugh?
We can be done about this after this. No, you're not. But it's so preposterous. Gen Z gets a lot of hate, but man, they're just kind of tone deaf in my experience. But
Yeah.
you know what silent walks are?
No.
The new thing that I've seen going around the internet is Gen Zs are like, you know what's really good for you? Go on a walk and leave your phone. And it's like, oh, you mean how most of humans have
Crazy.
existed forever?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like when I leave here, I'm gonna throw headphones on and I'm gonna podcast while I'm like walking into work. Like I'm guilty of it too. But it's like,
Hey.
yeah, you're not born with a phone in your pocket.
Well,
and-
so you give that that term silent walks, and we were watching a TikTok, and it was this girl was applying for a job, and she outright told the people that she was applying that she was late all the time and that she had time blindness. And so then people started chiming in like, no, this is a real thing, and like people who have
Yeah.
ADHD, yeah, I do believe that people struggle with it. But the bottom line is like, if you have to be there at 8 o'clock and you know that time is an issue for you, then you change your alarm or you change your actual time in your house to be 15 minutes sooner. Like you do something
Well,
to cope. And just
cope,
saying
yes.
like, I'm going to show up late and letting your future employer know that, they're not going to hire you. Nobody would hire you.
Well, I think everything's a disability now. Like even
Yeah.
me, I have ADHD. Like what a privilege to be able to call something I'm dealing with a name, when like all of human history, like people have just had to deal with things. So I have a tough time differentiating, like how do I want to say this? Like, I think it's such a blessing that there's medication. I don't take ibuprofen either, like your dad. I don't take things. Like, I try to let my body, do its thing. So, but that being said, I love that we have antibiotics, we have penicillin,
Right.
we have things like that. Like, I would never tell somebody not to take it, but also there's a fine line. Like, when do you just deal with it? Like, maybe like a less obscure example is like, nobody should really be in favor of like bullying. Like, bullying is like a big deal, especially cyberbullying. I've heard of kids. Anyway, it's just really bad. That being said, I was bullied. It made me develop thick skin. It made me develop conflict resolution. It made me do some things that are positives. Now, am I saying that people should be bullied? No. But I am saying, like, where's the line? You can't just
So,
tell kids not to be assholes.
I want to not say anything about bullying, but what I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
say is no,
What you said,
no.
I don't want to say anything about
Well,
that.
okay,
No, I'm playing.
When we were younger, there was
Back in the 1900s, you mean?
yeah, in the 1800s, there were all these different awards that were given, but they were earned awards.
Yeah.
And now kids get participation awards, because we can't give Zach and Nate an
Yeah.
award but not give Jimmy something, and that's what has changed everything.
I think that's part of it.
And I don't
Yeah.
want that one little kid to feel bad.
Well, I
but
think-
there
I
has to
think
be. We
the
should have done it a
focus-
different way.
The focus is
Because
not.
it's not even rewarding the kids who actually
Yeah.
did really well anymore.
Well, but the focus isn't that you feel bad. The focus is that there's a lesson here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the lesson could be whatever, fill in the blank, bullying, participation trophies, whatever. We learn from it, we adapt, we cope,
Yeah.
we come back better. You know what you might learn if you're the kid who never wins the medal? Again, this is back to, like, just inherently life isn't fair, nature isn't fair. That might not be your sport. That might not be your thing. That doesn't mean you can't do it. That doesn't mean you can't participate. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to participate. But it might be that, don't put all your eggs in that basket. Maybe you're better at this thing. You know what I'd be terrible at? Figure skating. But I don't want a participation medal for that, because that's just not my thing.
Despite you, not for lack of trying. I mean, Zach tried to push his figure skating career for years. I mean, endless practice.
What I tell you in confidence
Details.
is to be left between you and I. That's first of all.
But the bottom line is that the whole thing gets skewed.
Yeah.
I think most of the problems come from I constantly have to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And if I don't constantly feel happy, or if I don't constantly feel whatever, then that's bad. And
Yeah.
that's not true. Like, I think it's when you hear somebody say like good comes from bad, if you don't have that mentality of that, no matter what happens to me, I'll try to overcome. That's the change,
Yeah.
And so then people, it's okay to feel bad. It's okay to be upset. It's okay for things to happen, and then that is part of the like development process. To step back real quick
It's
here.
okay to not be okay.
Yeah, and it's like there's a solution, and generally people are better for it.
Yeah.
And that we wouldn't have most of our innovation today if it wasn't for problems. Like, we wouldn't have a car if some kid mom didn't die in a field.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, you also don't have to change the world around you because of something you're feeling.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I think that's
Yeah.
what's happening. I have time blindness, so everybody needs to just stop using clocks. No, I mean, you're going to have a struggle. There's going to be a thing that you consistently struggle with, but you still need to fall in line because we're a part of a greater society. If we were still in like 60, 70, 100 person tribes, you'd get away with a lot more stuff like that. But like there's too many people that depend on you as part of the society. Now, the other thing I want to say, and we can be done with this one, for the lady that struggles with time, she probably has something on the other end of the spectrum that she excels at. There's probably something that, and I guess that's my thing is like, let's not focus on your negative. Let's focus on your positive, and let's build that up,
Yeah.
It's just, anyway, what were you saying, Nate?
No, I was saying the study it was from the NIH, so it's the NC National Institute of Health. It says they did a big study on a bunch of people, men and women, and it says they found that nicotine had a significant positive effects on fine motor and short-term episodic memory and working memory performance.
So that's why he kicked your ass.
Yeah. See, that's what I was
just-
saying. He's performing at peak.
Performance enhancing.
And it says, in addition, it increased the maintenance of your alert state and orienting attention. I don't even know what the maintenance of alert state means.
I'll tell you later.
And it says also directing attention towards sensory events were very positively impacted. And then it said also, like in a side note, in most cases, the men in the study had higher testosterone levels while on nicotine. And when they found men that had decreased levels in testosterone, their nicotine was not from just nicotine. So they had nicotine in their system, and they said they had decreased testosterone, but it was from smoking cigarettes. And so the other chemicals in the cigarettes were dropping the testosterone, but the people that were just on nicotine increased testosterone levels.
Are you saying that in some way these pouches could be anabolic?
Yes. Yeah.
I have to go. I have a very important meeting.
You're like, can I get in 100 milligrams today?
I order them on the what was that called? The dark web, the
anabolic pouch.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably put other stuff in there. Creatine, nicotine.
You
creatine,
market your own
nicotine
new
pack.
pouch.
There we go. It's got creatine, nicotine, and caffeine.
I think we're onto something.
Well, we talked about having your wife, because she needs to start her own little business.
Mhm.
We could have that, we talked about the bakery, but off to the side, you guys sell your little pouches that have
Nicotine,
everything
creatine.
in them.
I think they would sell.
We call them teen patches.
What?
Teen
Teen?
patches?
Oh, teen, like TI. Yeah, but that's not gonna fly
Oh yeah.
because you can't buy it, as a teenager. Well, at 18, right?
No, you can't. So
It's
you
21
can't buy
now?
cigarettes unless you're 21, I think. Or is it 18?
I think
No, it's 21. It's 21
Is
here in
nicotine
Columbia.
18 as well?
Yeah.
Because it used to be 18 and now it's 21.
Oh wow, yeah,
Everything's
so-
21 now.
Thanks
Nice.
a lot, Biden.
Nice,
I don't think that was Biden, though.
Jimmy.
Thigh master, huh?
Got a strained groin, I think. So I'm
Yeah.
trying
You've
to...
had a strained groin.
Do you mean a strange groin?
All right, well, let's end this out.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Once again,
Until next
we
time.
are the Iron Fortress is our sponsor. Find us on wherever the internet takes you.
We'll just let your heart lead you.
Just let your keys lead the way. Yeah, we love you. Bye.